Dancing with the Stars pre-show starts right now. Join in using hashtag DWTS.
Hey everybody, I'm Mark Isduk. Welcome to the Dancing with the Stars pre-show presented by AT&T. All right, the first dance of season 16 is all finished, and now all 12 of our couples are getting ready for dance number 2 tonight and the first elimination tomorrow. So, with me here to recap and to talk all things Dancing with the Stars are our esteemed panel, starting off with West Coast entertainment contributor for Glamour Magazine, Jessica Radloff.
Hello.
Comedian and writer from Chelsea Lately, Heather McDonald. Extreme Makeover Home Edition's Michael Maloney. And our expert dance pro, welcome back, Snow Urban.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for being here, everybody. Let's go ahead and get started talking about what we saw last week. Some high scores, some low scores, some scores in the middle. I want to start off, though, talking about the high score we saw, and that's for Val and Zendaya, a couple that I thought they really wowed, really made a great first impression on night one.
Right, and they did the contemporary, right?
Yes.
Yes, and I love that they're doing contemporary now.
16 years old.
Yeah.
Yes, but I think that adds to the show, to see a different kind of dance.
Becomes versatile.
Well, after so many years, too, time to just
Right.
kick it up a little, something fresh. I thought it was awesome.
But it's interesting because Zendaya has a huge following. She's very popular with the tweens.
Right.
But I think she kind
so
of...
are we.
I wish I was.
I have a tween, that's how popular I
But
am.
she introduced herself, I think, to a bigger audience with a really solid performance on night one.
Yeah.
I think it was fantastic.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Amazing.
Great.
Her first performance out, she looked
And
like
now
a pro.
she's the youngest. How young is she?
She's 16.
16.
She's the youngest contestant they ever had at the show.
But she's great.
Well, to go from that end of the spectrum to, unfortunately, the other end, DL Hughley with the lowest score of the night. And
Still not as bad as Master P.
no,
But I
it
have to
was,
say he's
it
the
was
only celebrity that I knew.
That you knew?
Really?
Yeah.
Knew personally or have ever heard
No,
of?
just heard of.
Wow.
Well,
And I was very shocked that, you know, he didn't prepare well.
well, I think with
Because he's an amazing actor.
the
But
dance we
not
saw
an
for
amazing
DL,
dancer.
the judges were definitely, they didn't hold back. Were they too hard on them, or you think they were appropriate, really kind of sending him a message, you got to step it up for next week?
No, because I think, especially the first week, that's when you have the most time to prepare for
yeah.
any dance. Because after the first week, it is like, you know, no
Right.
time at
You
all.
only
So
get 5
it
days,
honestly,
yeah.
like, he's so nice, and he even said to me afterwards that he's like, I just did not do well, and I need to prepare more, because it looked like they learned that dance 3 hours before, unfortunately.
Yeah.
It seemed like he kept looking at her for cues on, what do I do next?
Well,
Where do
he,
I go?
looked, he looked nervous.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
he
a
just
shame that he
looked
didn't know
nervous.
better because he is a comedian and he could have really had some fun if he was confident in knowing what the
Right.
moves were. And it just seemed like he was like, yeah, trying to remember and then would just stand there.
Well, being at that stage with those, you know, performers who's a high level and not going first and actually seeing some of the performance before, it kind of
maybe it-
makes you very
Yeah,
scared.
maybe
Sure.
it did psych him
And
That's
out.
how I feel before I show up on this panel each
you know,
week.
yeah, exactly. And I think he just got super nervous, and I
Yeah.
think he has this week to redeem himself, which is great. Hopefully, he can bring it up.
Yeah.
Well, we have several other competitors to talk about. I want to discuss Winona Judd and Tony, their performance as well. Tony obviously coming off championship season
Yes.
last season.
I just say, I mean, she did kind of look like a dancing bear. She just was missing
Yes.
a little top hat.
But she was grooving, you know.
I mean,
No, this is not dancing.
Yeah, she would just be like,
Yeah.
and that's like, come on, you can't
That's
do that
not
for
dancing,
8
'cause
beats.
that's
No.
how I dance.
Because
I thought
I
that
think
was
I
amazing.
love jazz dancing.
I
It's
think-
fun.
I
And the
think that
dress.
they were too generous with her score. I do.
Yes.
Because I'm like, really? You know, the
agree.
star from General Hospital, they were like harsh on him. I'm like, my God, that was a million times
Yeah.
better than her.
Well-
but I just feel like just because it's her and she's like beloved and you know, it's like, oh, you got out there, you actually moved. Okay, great. You know, and I think sometimes they give too much people
But
the
if you look
benefit
at
of the doubt.
DL and her, I was expecting the same sort of criticism for her that DL got. Because he actually moved.
But
Well-
if you look at the choreography, I believe that she did a lot of practical moves, you know, and she did syllabus, and she did a great job on moving around, and I mean, following Tony.
What's syllabus?
Syllabus is the proper steps. It's figures
Yeah,
involved
don't
in
you know
dancing.
that?
I
totally
actually
just
said
learned
silly
that.
bus, and I know that.
All right, we've got plenty more to talk about with our panel, guys. We'll catch up with them in just a minute as we continue our pre-show. Don't forget to join the conversation at home during the show by live tweeting using hashtag DWTS. We will be back in just a minute with our Jake Wetter, who dropped in on some of the rehearsals this week. You won't want to miss this. Stick around.